welcome to HRL TRS Season 6 Grand Finals, race number 2 at Silver Beach. Taking a look at the points after our first race at Amazon 1. Pretty solid race on that track, as we'd expect from it. And this one's a little bit different because Amazon 1 was that vote-in track. This is the first track that was specifically made for the Grand Finals that we're going to be racing here. 169 will be the last checkpoint, about 14-lap race. Green flag. Slaunch got his first gate pick. He chose this track, so we'll see if that works out, if it's an advantage in this one, or if he ends up buried in the middle pack. And it looks like he's competing for the front position already, coming away with the whole shot. And yeah, it looks like he is going to have it, so ooh, a little loose on the exit there, but is able to keep it together. And yeah, it does work out. So here's a case where it does work out for the driver picking their first gate pick. Slaunch coming away with the whole shot. Whoa, Soul. Take a look at a replay on that. Going for the gold, I guess. And yeah, that did not work out the way that I think he had hoped. But definitely respect the idea. I like that we have some drivers going for it in the Grand Finals here, keeping things interesting, keeping it fun. Yeah, at the end of this first lap, looks like it is going to be Slaunch, Real Deal, and Luke in the top 3. Turkey and Opix top 5. So we're looking at, and maybe some collisions early on. Oh, that was really close. Slow-mo on this one. This is Soul and Luke here. Really close on that. But they do manage to avoid it, and Real Deal and Slaunch battling for the lead in front of us. And it looks like Slaunch will be able to hold him off. Oh, and yeah, this is going to be a difficulty with this track. That drop-off is pretty sketchy. Yeah, it's weird. Like, sometimes it's totally fine and you just don't have problems with it, and then sometimes it looks like you're straight coming out of it, and then your goose just like flops hard to the side and then you flip. And then sometimes it looks like you're gonna flip and you save it, and it's a close call every time. But at the same time, you're gonna lose quite a bit of speed if you're letting off and taking it super slow every time. So most of the drivers are gonna be sending it through there, because it's, again, Grand Finals. last night, you want to go for it in every situation that you possibly can here. You know, you don't want to leave any regrets on the table. Last night of the season. And you got to have the speed, too. Like, obviously, other drivers are going to be going for it, too. So you got to have that speed if you're going to want to win races. And I don't think anybody's going to be taking it safe. Just going to be going for it every lap, and, hopefully it doesn't cheese them. But Real Deal's out in the lead now. And, oh, Slaunch is getting really sketchy. I think Real Deal did end up cheesing that area again. Oh, wow. Big hit for Roman. Look at this. It just gets sent off to the side. Massive collision right there. Getting some good airtime on that one. Oh, yeah. This is worthy of multiple replays. But yeah, Roman getting absolutely sent. Plenty of airtime. And that's going to cost him a lot of time in his race as well. He definitely lost quite a bit off that. Getting sent all the way to a different section than what he was trying to go towards. And I don't even know how that works out with him and where he's trying to get the checkpoint as well. Obviously going to set him back quite a bit in this race. Right now, Real Deal and Slaunch still 1-2. Slaunch doing what he can to try to get that lead spot back. Real Deal's been having a lot of issues with this drop-off. And honestly, they've both been having issues with it, but that time they both take it nice and clean. That collision's a spooky one. Got to watch out for that. Where Roman got cheesed last lap. Love watching the drivers rail the berms on this track. Those two really long berms. Pretty fun. Can carry a lot of momentum through those. I think Real Deal has a bit of a bog. Maybe got a little squirrely on the exit. And you can see how much momentum Slaunch picks up from that. He gains a lot of time. Oh, nice dodge right there. Gains a lot of time at the end of that lap. Definitely picked up quite a few goose lengths on Real Deal there. And Real Deal going a little bit wide through our first merry-go-round here as well. And maybe losing a little bit of time there too. And Slaunch picking it up. They're both starting to figure out that drop-off a bit. Gonna clean that time. Driver off to the side there did not. Real Deal going a little low on the berm. And Slaunch thinking about making a move, setting it up, but not quite able to do it yet. But he's gained a lot of this time. Oh, they're both a little squirrely through here, and Slaunch has the run around the outside and is going to take it around the outside. Takes the lead. Real Dull back to second, and now we go on board with Luke in third. See if he can use this battle to try to catch up to them. Oh, this might be close. Okay, close call, but no contact there with Turkey. And Soul is back up to fourth behind us here. So he's starting to lurk on behind too, and could be a four-way battle for the lead here soon enough with the way Slaunch and Real Dull are battling. We're trying to get cleanest run on this berm as possible. And yeah, it's getting close. I think this is going to be a three-way battle at the end of this lap, the way it's looking. Oh, Slaunch really squirrely through this downhill and loses the lead again. And it seems to be, that's like the new section that they're struggling with. Top two drivers cannot seem to get a clean run through that downhill. And back and forth, different laps, it's costing them. See if Slaunch goes for it here. It looked like he tried to get to Real Dull's inside, but couldn't quite do it. And yeah, this is definitely a three-way battle now. Luke's right on the bumper of Slaunch, and Soul is not that far off either. Could be an exciting one here. Silver Beach. Oh, Real Dull cheeses it that time. And yeah, that again, that drop-off is rough. And sometimes you just don't know what to expect on the landing, and Real Dull got the short end of it there. He's going to fall back to fourth. Sucks that he lost that many positions, but it looked like he was still pretty close behind Soul. It looked like it could have been worse. Slaunch, oh no, cheesing the downhill again. And Luke makes a little bit of contact after getting by. And Luke and Soul are going to shoot up from third, fourth to first and second. Slaunch goes back to third this lap. Oh, wow. Dude. Slaunch making it through the collisions. But yeah, he falls back to third. Real Dull back in fourth, and Real Dull looks like he lost quite a bit of time. Some more cheese must have happened to him. Yeah, look at, he's in collision range with Slaunch and Soul now. So some more stuff must have happened to Real Dull in that lap, because he lost quite a bit of time. And now I think we're getting pretty close to halfway through the race. It's looking like these three, Luke, Soul, and Slaunch, are going to be our top three contenders. Oh! And brutal collision there between Soul and Real Dull. That was a rough one. That was a heavy impact. And yeah, that's definitely not going to help Real Dull's effort to get back up to this top three battle. They're trying to work by Hunter here, lap driver. See if they can get by him cleanly. Oh, what a spin. What just happened there? So this was Opix for going on board with him. Wow, big impact. The Goose flips like 1,000 times. And look at how far he gets sent off to the side. So on top of the flips and the dismount, he's got to travel all the way back to that Mongoose and just lose so much time on that one. That was a rough one. That was one of the craziest flips that we've seen on the night and on the season. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen the Goose rotate that many times in one of these collisions. That was pretty sweet. Obviously, not great for his race, and he's gonna lose a lot of time off that. Gonna try to have to make a comeback off that, and we take a look at the checkpoints in the bottom right. We're definitely... Oh, that sucks. Slaunch running out of room there, trying to get by Hunter. Oh! Tried to hit the last second swerve, and look at this recovery out of Cloudle. You know, not many highlights in these first few races with the Cloud Gaming action, but that was a pretty sick recovery, that being said. That was actually pretty nice. It looked like it was planned. So there you go. If you can get one thing out of the Cloud sesh, you can at least get a pretty nice collision recovery there. Roman making the dodge. 51-second lap time, not too bad. But yeah, well over halfway through this race. On the back half now. And with how many checkpoints there are, not that many laps remaining. Maybe like 3 or 4. Going on board with Soul here. Still in second. And now he's got a pretty decent gap. Luke's pretty far in front at the moment. About like 3 checkpoints or so. 2-3 checkpoints. And Slaunch, I think, is a little bit behind Soul now. I mean, we saw the incidents with him and Cloudle. It was definitely pretty rough. Slaunch losing some time there, so he's going to have to try to gain this back. And yeah, you saw him back there. So it's not too much, but, I mean, he was right with Soul, and now he's got many goose lengths to work with. So we go on board with Luke and now having issues with the drop-off, and that's definitely going to cost some time. Still going to hold on to the lead, but Soul and Slaunch are definitely going to be quite a bit closer now with that cheese on the drop-off. That being said, coming to, I think it'll be about, I think it'll probably be like 3 to go this time by. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Gonna get through the collisions here, not too much to worry about here. Running through the creek. And we'll get a look at the collisions. Maybe a little close with Armada, but not quite. There's Soul. That's Hunter behind him, so Slaunch got a little bit more of a gap to work with. Still. We're coming through again. No! Gets the crappy landing again. But no dismount. Could be worse. And it's going to allow Soul to gain quite a bit of ground, so now we might have a look at a lead battle now. Soul not that far away. Going to be going to 2 to go, but he's got to get by Cloudle in front of him. Let's see if he can get around him cleanly. But Luke's also got, I think, Armada to work with. Oh! And something happens that I think Turkey recovers off the side of the track in front of Luke, and this brings Soul up here, side by side for the lead. Contact made, a flip, and the recovery, and somehow they come out of that side by side again, but there's 2 lappers in the mix. And it's really close, but Luke's still going to have the lead. Cheese going down in the drop-off this time. Will land it cleanly. And Slaunch, I think that's Slaunch in the mix. I think all of that cheese. Yup, there's Slaunch back in it. Side by side with Soul. Oh, and one driver, I think maybe Armada, or that might have been Cloudle too. Somebody got forced. Oh yeah, it must have been him because that was Armada getting cleaned out there. So the lap driver's getting cheesed out of the way. And now going to the white flag this time by. This race has just spiced up immensely. And with some more cheese, we could still see a battle here at the... Oh, wow, Turkey getting forced off the wrong way again. See if they're in collision zone with Luke. Doesn't look like it. Soul and Slaunch trying to make the gains, and it might come down to this drop-off. Let's see if they can do it clean one more time. And it looks sideways into the same... It's like the exact same flip, but this time it's going to be a dismount. It's going to cost Luke a ton of time, and now Soul's going to come up here around the outside. Side by side going into the berm. Really, really close. And Soul's going to take the spot, and Slaunch has big momentum. But Luke's able to get in front of him before he can go around, and not that much time left in the lap. At this point, it's going to be hard to make any passes. It might come down to a collision if any last-second moves are going to be made. Really close for Luke and Slaunch at the exit there, but they keep it on track. Going to the downhill, and Soul will take it. Luke second and Slaunch third. Crazy finish to that race. And that was one of those where it's almost sad that we have the shorter motos in the grand finals, because that was really heating up at the end. But that being said, I mean, still a crazy battle to the finish, and pretty good race in general here at Silver Beach. We going through the results there. But yeah, pretty solid race here. Cheesy track, good collisions, some crazy collisions, Opix and Romans especially. Those were nuts, and Soul picking up his first win on the season here in the grand finals. What a shakeup. Taking a look at the points there, and you can take a look at the points changes on the left as well. And yeah, Soul now entering the conversation as a contender in this grand finals. Something that probably a lot of people didn't expect. But he's off to a really strong start. 2 podiums in a row and a win. Can't get much better than that. Let's see if we can keep it going in the next race. Hope to see you guys there tomorrow for race number 3 at TRS.